Hello and welcome to Versa, a show about everyday problems. My name is Paul Schuhart and today's theme is spring. We'll talk about everyday life and just experiences of being human. At the end of the show, I hope you feel heard, seen, and much more after this. Welcome back. I would like to call this segment Soapbox. So I've asked people to write down some statements and some questions or anything they really want to put on a small piece of paper. And so, let's see what they wrote. All right, here we go. Here's the first one. Sometimes I feel like I don't know what to do next. I can understand that. I really can. I understand, or at least I can sympathize that there's so many different options, and sometimes you just feel like sometimes you feel like you're repeating yourself, like you're going through just like the motions, and you get used to that cycle of just like day in, day out, out and in, and now you break that cycle and you're free. But with freedom, there's an infinite amount of possibilities, and the only constant is you. And that can be scary, because sometimes you just want to be told what to do, right? Sometimes you don't want to think for yourself. Sometimes you want to just be told, this is what you're going to do next. And especially for college students, you get used to that routine. You get told, like, okay, this is where you go, this is your classes, and you do that for 4 years. But now that's up. You got to go and really experience the world. And, the world can sometimes be a little cruel and strange. People are strangers. The doors. So I would tell this person, if I could see them, or if they're watching, that you should embrace the fact that you don't know what you want to do next, and just try to be okay with that. I have another one. All right, wait. This one says, "I am a filmmaker." Yeah. That's kind of where we gather here. So it's it's a good thing that they express that. Labels are pretty good. They can be good. They can also be hurtful. But I think with labels you can really add in whatever you want to add into them. They're flexible, but they're also very, I don't want to say controlling. I guess I do want to say controlling. You can feel like you have to live up to that. So, just trying to be careful with how you see yourself is what I would tell that person too. All right. Here's another one. To take all the good, the bad, and the ugly, and to learn from it, and to keep moving forward. I think I said this one before, but it's such a really good motto to have in life, because ugliness is all around, and it's always good, it's always bad. Kind of reminds me of Pandora's box. And the original one's actually Pandora's jar, but it was mistranslated to box, which is kind of ironic. But seeing that we have a box here. But when she opened up the box, she let out all the bad things out into the world, and so she got scared and she closed it, leaving in hope. I'm not really sure what that story is supposed to represent or what we're supposed to take from it, to be honest with you. I think about it a lot sometimes, but I think we're supposed to mean that hope is within all of us. And with that in mind, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone that's written in and that shared so much about themselves. And now let's jump to George, where he asks a powerful question to strangers. Who are you?
I would consider myself an intelligent person in a way. I would think I'm very book smart, but I can't really retain information. So I can ace and test, but after that I kind of tend to forget about a lot of the stuff that I've learned. And the same applies to, street smarts, things like that. I don't really know too much about a lot. Well, I know a lot about a lot of things, but not a lot about some things,
I'm a 6'2" Caucasian male. I am not particularly strong or fast, or quick or smart or anything. But I am what the city needs.
I think I am not always the smartest person, but I think I'm very emotionally intelligent. I observe people very well. I know how they feel and everything like that. That could be for a good advantage or not, you know?
I am pretty intelligent in some ways, like with math, and that's mostly it. And then I'd say I do have a lot of more common sense smarts than some people. I am good with plants. I do a lot of planting, gardening, vegetables and houseplants and whatnot.
I kind of just been coasting through life. Surprised I've made it this far, to be honest. But I'm not going to use that as an excuse not to succeed further than those that have, got a good footing in life, took off in life. I've got goals that I've set for myself, but those goals, I associate them with dreaming, kind of, because it's where you want to be. But every once in a while, you have to come back to earth and realize what is possible for you at any given time. Not just time that's gonna be available to you in the future, I guess I'm still kind of trying to find my character.
Hello, welcome back. I'm Paul Schuhart.
I'm George Hibbard.
And I'm Tahj Reavis.
Now I just would like to bring up a couple discussions, and while we discuss these topics, I thought it would be fun to draw while we do that.
Definitely will be.
So the first one that I had was, what does it mean to grow?
Ooh,
That's a good question.
Yeah,
that's a powerful one.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Because I feel there's many meanings to that. For me, I feel what it means to grow is to look upon your mistakes and see what you can improve upon them instead of keep having them occur over and over again. Because if you just do the exact same problems all the time, you're living very statically. You're not learning, and I hate to say, a little dim-witted in that point.
I agree with you. I think growing, it's scary. It's just a difficult thing to articulate to someone that I have changed, that I'm not the same person that you once knew. Especially when you're surrounded with people, or I know that you're in a band, so I'm assuming just as a musician, I've been playing guitar for 2 years, and I just think of just how much I've changed just in a musical sense. So I was just
That could be reflective of life too, because now I'm playing in two different bands with very different styles, and I'm playing things I never imagined I ever would play or even listen to. And so, it's just waking up and wanting to, just the desire to try new things. I think that's a good way to grow. It's just experiencing as much as you can.
No, I find it interesting that you said desires, because I feel like there's always such a negative connotation to that, to desire something. But I don't know, I think it can be if you let it, but I also think that it's just a part of nature. It's to want to improve.
Exactly.
And improvement, it's more, it could be more than this yourself. You can want to improve the lives of others or the lives of yourself, obviously. But I just think about growing as a way of the way that the seasons change. I think.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah,
It's healthy, and I think it needs to be done. I think it is good to be a fully fleshed person, even if you do turn out to become something bad, because I think it's better than just being boring.
Just waking up doing the same routine.
Yeah. I like what you said about that growing can also have negative consequences, because you surround yourself by negative people or people that are bad influences, then you could really turn into someone that you just don't recognize or that you don't want to be. It kind of reminds me of like the movie Moonlight. Something that I really like about that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Little, the main protagonist, his upbringing, being a black gay man in America, it was affected by the people around him and the way that he felt like society was pressuring him to be a black man in America. So I just, something that I love about that movie is that his growth was stunted by outside forces that made him become someone that he wasn't. So what you said about that growing isn't always a positive thing.
No. There's always improvements that need to be placed upon, and we need to strive to make those improvements. This is a discussion that I have been thinking for a long time, because especially now with 2020 bringing on a huge crisis among labor, especially with the coronavirus, that we need to think about how we are going to manufacture goods and produce things, because people are out of a job. I personally think robotics is going to take over. Everything is going to be automated. Even the very minute jobs, like artful jobs where you think they can't be taken over by robots, like writing. And now we're starting to see this, oddly enough, with journalism and even art, where we see articles written by an AI, and now we're starting to have art that can all be computer generated at some point.
Absolutely. You're definitely onto something. I mean, at this point, it kind of already is.
Yes.
I think like The Mandalorian, when they had Luke Skywalker, he's completely AI. His
Yeah.
dialogue was AI, CGI face.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so there was not a real person there to act or speak, and that's
Yeah, I've been hearing
really crazy.
voice technology is going to become a big thing.
Oh, yeah, a lot of AI type.
Yeah, not to bring it back to films, but I was watching this documentary yesterday. It was called All the Lights Everywhere, and this guy he was exploring cameras and the way that they are used in policing, and that we have this false narrative that cameras are subjective or objective. They don't have any agenda to them.
No.
But simply due to the fact that a camera is operated by another person, and the person always will have an agenda.
Yes.
That there's always room for error.
I'm glad you're
And
bringing
so-
up these points. First, I want to dive into your fear aspect.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I have been seeing this fear aspect of this, because the robots can't take over. But I think we can live in a life of luxury with that point, because we won't have any responsibilities. They will be taking care of things for us. To bring up films, WALL-E, I know a lot of people don't like that future, but I think personally that could be a paradise future where we don't have to do anything. And to bring up your human bias, I think having a robot leader can also be the next step, because they have no bias. They think logically, and they can make the right moves, unlike us humans, which we have our own agendas.
Speaking about that, I was reading this article about this AI that they just fed it a whole bunch of like classical music, and then it was just writing a whole bunch of like different symphonies and things like that. Musicians are very against that, because they feel like
They're gonna be out of a job.
Yeah.
and I also think that they feel like something's being robbed from it. Like whatever I don't know. It's like that feeling, that you can't really express.
Chefs are going to be taken over by robotics, and they think that the human quality in a meal is going to be taken away. Now, granted, I have not tried a meal by a robot, but I don't really think that's necessarily true. If it's good, it's good. I don't think there's a little human aspect of something in there, emotion, or I don't think that changes the taste of anything.
I have to disagree with you, man.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think that the human aspect and the human condition is failure.
Yeah.
And I think there's so many. It reminds me of like chocolate chips. Those were created on accident. The person that made them, she ran out of chunks, and so she had to crush up what she had, and then she put it in the batter, and that's how she made chocolate chips.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like a machine's constantly going to recreate the same thing over and over again, right? But I mean, the reason why you want to go to a different chef is that they have their own unique way of approaching something. You know?
I see what you're saying.
And I don't think an AI will ever be able to do that.
No, of course not. So my question to you guys is, what are your plans for the next year? Like, where do you see yourselves? I know, like, that's the hardball, right? Like, for me,
Hey, what's up with you?
I'm not a planner.
Yeah.
Dude, I've never been a planner in my life, and so I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. At least I know I have half a plan, which is to at least like graduate.
That's what I feel.
You know?
I feel I have ideas, but what I see myself hopefully is that I can pursue more acting jobs, because that's really my big plan in life, is to become an actor, and I have been making strides towards doing that. So I think next year I'm going to get even bigger roles, because I have been working towards that, and I think with me things go according to plan. I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood, but
Oh yeah, no.
we'll see. What about you, Paul?
You know, I'm not sure. I keep asking myself that question. I keep wondering, like, I don't know. I like my life. I like the way it is now, but I mean, obviously it has to change. Obviously,
Change is inevitable, right?
Yeah,
So
there's nothing I can do
that's
about
what we're all
it.
talking about, right?
Yeah, but I just hope that whatever I do next, that I'm happy and I'm content, and that I am able to surround myself with people that I find enjoyable and I consider friends. That's all I can hope for.
That's
now,
the goal, right?
You know, that's. But before we leave, I think we should all show off what we do. So I can go first.
Okay.
This is, you know, just a bit of a for growing. I don't know. I tend to scribble.
That's abstract.
Yeah, and so here's the next one. George's. I just kind of drew a face.
Okay.
You know, I didn't finish. And then on the last one, I just wrote out big picture and then my name within the big picture. And so yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, you could put those in a museum. Right. I did it's like a janky leaf in a snow globe.
Ooh.
Kind of like the idea sometimes you just feel a little trapped. Got this guy right here, the swirly eyes. He's a little overwhelmed.
Too much for him. It's
Right.
crazy.
A lot of lights blaring in his face. You know.
It's robot future right there.
Oh yeah, and then for the last one, I swear I didn't steal Paul's idea, but I just wrote it.
Wow. Well, similarities between us, because
Yeah, right.
you two connected with the words, and me and Tahj are about to connect, because with my first segment, I went with the nature route as well,
Look at that.
with growth. Because I feel like we first start off as a little flower, then we become a nice, strong, big tree, but sadly, we become just a bunch of dead logs.
Oh, that had a whole storyline.
Bro.
Yeah.
I got creative with that. Then with mine, I feel that we're all gonna become robots. We're all become very robotic, and my robot name is gonna be, instead of George, it's gonna be 630R63. That's my robot me. And for me in the future, hopefully, I see myself becoming a big star.
Oh wow. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Now it's time for Soapbox. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hello, my name is Paul Schuhart, and I wanted to give everybody the opportunity to say whatever was on their mind.
Perspective. Perspective got discovered in art world during the Renaissance. So that's why buildings and landscape and interiors of buildings changed completely. That's why it was so monumental. That was one of the discoveries, besides oil paint and naturalism. Perspective was discovered during the Renaissance. So not a lot of people know that. They just think, oh, you know, there was some famous artists, but it was all the discoveries during the Renaissance that made it monumental. So.
I don't know. You want me to go any longer? You may say some. I can say some motivational words. Some.
Whatever you want to say, man. It's up to you.
Well, if you want to come to OSP, especially if you're a communications major, please do it. Yes, it is a hassle, but there's people out here who like really want to help you, and you definitely should do it, because I'm a product of this school, and I think I'm doing well for myself at the moment. So come to OSP. Let's go, P. There you go.
A print that I made, and then another print that I made. What do I want to say? You know, the weather's been on my mind a little bit lately. I thought it was spring, but it's definitely not spring, so we'll see about that. But yeah, it's pretty much it. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, you tell them.
Yeah, I told him, bro. Don't tell people stupid things, bro. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. Be a kind human. And guess what? Being genuine gets you a long way. I promise you. Being an actual genuine human being gets you a long way. Because I promise you that you're not going to get anywhere by being fake. You're not. You're going to progress as long as you are a kind human being and you care about people. But if you think that you're going to get anywhere by trying to screw anyone over, you're not. Everyone can win as long as y'all like actually want to see each other win. Like, don't suck. Be a good human.
Anything that you want to say that I didn't ask?
I do not think so. I do not think so.
No, any closing remarks? Anything? No?
Everyone is an artist. If you don't think you're an artist, you haven't figured it out yet. You haven't figured out what kind of form of art you like. So.
Welcome back. And, spring brings the blossoming of the new. And with that in mind, let's look at new root, meaning new day. The Iranian New Year that looks to celebrate the beginning of spring. We're looking at new hope, new day, and 7 symbols to get you there. I'll just go quickly through the different symbols that they have. Power, love, sunrise, spring revival, patience, beauty, health, and wealth. Self-reflection, wisdom, enlightenment are just a few that that's normally in there.
Gotcha.
So with that in
Nice,
mind, we have some more questions, and I can go first. I
All
guess.
right.
Power means taking control. I like that. I think it's very short. It's very taking control. That can mean a lot of things.
Yes.
But, the way that this person wrote it, it seems like kind of taking control of your life, which
Yes.
I think is really cool.
Power definitely means having a stance over someone else or even your environments. I think that's what power means, because if you're powerless, that means you're just being pushed around.
So in a sense, it could be like a two-way street,
Yeah.
controlling you and controlling others.
It's such an open word, and you could really attribute anything that you want to attribute to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely negative connotations, but like you were saying, there's also good things. Like, inner power is always good.
Definitely.
All right, let's see.
What you got there, Tahj?
Happiness is key, but it's not easy, so don't give up.
Oh,
that's interesting.
Very true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone strives to have happiness in their life. There's a quote that's always stuck with me, and I can't think of the person who said it at the moment, but it's that happiness is fleeting. So it's something we're always searching for, something that might make you happy in the moment now, might not a day or a week from then. So you always have to find the next thing to keep you going. I think it's more worthwhile when you actually work for it too. It's like that reward,
Yeah, not to get everything back to like Buddhism, but the Buddhist thought is that life is suffering, and that it's unescapable.
Yeah.
And you have to accept that, and once you accept that, then you can learn that.
Enlightenment.
That there's also there's joy and there's happiness.
Yeah.
Right. But those two things can exist without the suffering. So I thought that was kind of cool. But I have another one right here.
Ooh.
Let's see what it is. It's upside down. Who is your favorite musical artist?
That's hard.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a tough question.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, off the top of my head, probably Mac DeMarco. I really like his songs.
I don't mind him.
I know a lot of his songs. I know how to play a lot of his songs on the guitar. So, I really enjoy his music. Because sometimes it's like you just vibe it out, it's happy, and other times you're just crying. So, but yeah.
For me, the one that always pops in my mind is Kurt Cobain. I love Nirvana so much, and he really speaks to me. Even though I do agree, he mumbles a lot. Sometimes he is shouty, but I feel that rage and anger in him through his performance, and I think I understand his tone a lot. And especially if you understand that he had a huge drug addiction, that really plays onto his sound a lot with this avant-garde, very grunge sound.
He had a unique voice. Some of the things that guy did, no one will ever be able to recreate.
Definitely.
I'd probably say Breaking Benjamin because I have this. It's like a Celtic symbol that they use as their logo, and I got that. That was my first tattoo. So I would have to say Breaking Benjamin because it's literally on my body. So
let's look at one more. Someone's willing to give it my all until I succeed. I think this one's about love. I think.
Give someone your all.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an interesting one.
It's a hard thing to do.
I don't know how I feel about it though. I don't like the idea that I need someone else to complete me in my own life, you know?
Definitely not. Maybe not complete you, but to
Think like Batman and Joker, where Joker says, "You complete me," you know, and that's psychotic. So you don't become too obsessed with people.
Speaking of the Joker,
I asked everyone to bring in some bad jokes, and
Yes.
so I say we start off with that. I'll go first.
Gotcha.
So, what's the difference between a well-dressed man on a unicycle and a poor-dressed person on a bicycle?
Please do tell, Paul.
A tire.
Knee slapper.
So, did you hear about the claustrophobic astronaut?
I know I haven't.
I have not.
Well, he just wanted a bit more space.
Of course. What is the difference between a guitar and a fish? You're both musicians. Come
I
on.
feel like I should know this one.
Yeah. I don't know what.
You could tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish.
Okay. All right. I got one for you, man.
What's up?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Says.
Says who?
Says me. I know.
That was either really dumb or big brain.
That was definitely one.
But how do you fix a pumpkin patch?
I don't know.
Oh, that's your. Oh.
How do you fix a broken pumpkin with a pumpkin?
There you go.
I botched it.
Yeah,
I got you. Here, we'll stay with this joke. What did the father tomato say to the baby tomato when he was growing too slow?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Catch up.
Yeah.
Catch up.
You know, my dad actually said that to me once when I was really young. What did the football coach go to the? Why did the football coach go to the bank?
They don't go to banks. Why do they go to banks?
To get his quarterback.
what does Will Smith and APSU-TV have in common?
I don't know.
They slap.
Amazing.
Okay, with that, let's go to what's going on with your life with Jeremy and Kelsey.
Hey everybody, Jeremy Rivera-Sanchez here with Kelsey Mead, going around campus asking what's going on in your life.
So what's going on in my life? I'm stressed.
I'm living.
Fixing to take a break from school and just try to understand myself better before I continue into my education.
Just been going to school, chilling. I have like 3 videos I need to get done by Sunday.
We just committed to APSU-TV to play volleyball.
Well, I'm headed to UC. Got some tutoring I gotta get done.
Just picked up this beautiful boy right here. His name's Pablo. Didn't really expect to get him or anything, but I fell in love as soon as I saw him.
I would like to just talk about, the final segment. To grow is to change, but change is to lose. I wanted to bring up that idea that even though that we're changing, we shouldn't forget our past, nor should we stop looking at the future. And with that in mind, I would just like to talk about just, this whole episode. I felt like everybody brought really great things. George, Tahj, they were super excellent, and they had really great things to say, and everybody's jokes were really funny. And I really hope that at the end of this, that you felt like you were part of the conversation as well. Because for me, it felt like that for me. So I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us and to wish everybody a happy spring. So happy spring, everyone.